Okay, hi guys, we're on question number 14, and it says the graph of a linear function is shown, linear being a straight line. Which function best represents the relationship shown in the graph? So I always like to take the important points. Here I can take the the y-intercept, that's going up and down, and the x-intercept here, which is also called the zero or the root or the solution. Yes, this also has roots and solutions as a linear function. So this point here is -3, 0. And the other point is 0, -5, this point right here. And if you're feeling fancy and you want to use what these things have, you could draw a point here, but the grid lines never really align with what's on STAAR, so it's kind of weird and it's very distracting. Let's see if I can change the color. I guess it's changing the color of changes the color of the line. We don't need that, but if you feel like you need it during the STAAR, feel free to use it, and this is also relevant for the interim. Anyway, so now we're going to take these points and go to Desmos and put them in a table. So we've got -3 and 0 and 0 and -5. Always hit your regression. It's linear because it says linear in the question. So make sure that matches, because remember we've done linear, quadratic, and exponential. Export your regression and always type in M and B. My M will be -5/3, my B will be -5. So I now come to my work and say y equals -5/3 x minus 5. And that's my answer. So I come over here to my question. -5/3 x minus 5 is this one. Next. Alright, it says 2 hikers began hiking at the same time from different locations on the trail. The system of equations graphed on the grid represents the situation. So I want to look at where they intersect, and they're not intersecting at a very friendly point. So I have to try and be a little bit mindful and guess. So this is a little past 1 hour, and it's a little past 4 miles. So it says which value represents the number of hours. So I'm looking at time instead of the miles, and it's a little past 1 hour. That's going to be this one. This one's too far past 1, too far past 1, and too far past 1. Again, use these little strategies over here to mark out the wrong ones and keep it going. 15 was B. 15 B. 1.3 hours. 1.3 hours, 2 miles, if we're just estimating, okay? All right, it says which function is equivalent to 6x squared minus 23x plus 21. This is one of the ones that I really need y'all to use Desmos for. So we're going to write down the answer choices and the main question. So 16. Notice I don't type in f of x when I go to Desmos. That's just too many extra characters to type. I only need that when they mention the parent function. So I'm sure there's going to be a question like this with the parent function later on. So I'm just going to say 6x squared minus 23x plus 21. And then I can do A is 3x minus 7 times 2x minus 3. B is 3 times x minus 1 times 2x minus 7. C is 6x minus 7 times x minus 3. And D is 3 times x minus 7 and 2x minus 1. I added an extra parentheses there. Get rid of that guy. Now, I'm looking at 6, 23, and 21. So let's see which ones align with this. So come to Desmos. And as I type these in, if I look at my graph and I see that one doesn't match, I'm going to delete it. I'm not going to have all of these typed in at one time. I just need the original and the one answer that matches visible. So 6x squared minus 23x plus 21. Also, I have to keep in mind that because this is quadratic, because it has the x squared, I need to know that it makes that parabolic shape. If I come in here and I type this and I forget this squared and I just see 6x and I see a line here, this is automatically wrong. None of these answers are going to match because I didn't type in my original one correctly. So I need you to be mindful and check for your typos. Make sure that what you have written on the paper matches what you type into Desmos. Make sure that what the question has written on the question is what you type into Desmos, because I've seen so many of y'all during the interim right now make those little mistakes. Please be careful when you type. Please, please, please. Okay, let's start with A. 3x minus 7. And then 2x minus 3. Oops, that says 30. Wrong. Okay, so I see immediately that the blue graph that I just finished typing in covered up my red graph. So if I turn it off and on, I can see that these are the same. This is already my correct answer. I don't have to waste time and go any further. So where's my highlighter? Come back over here to my work. This is my answer. All of these other ones are wrong. Again, it's very important that you type it in correctly so you can make that observation very quickly. Okay, let's go to the next question. Part of an exponential function is graphed on the grid. Okay, this is where I need to make sure I'm mindful and I draw the box. Okay, so my box is from 2, this is where I'm reading down here. Always read your x-axis before y, because in the alphabet, x comes before y, x, y, z. So I'm going to read my x numbers, so that's 2 to 5. This is question 17. Get a light. X values, 2 to 5. And then my y values. So domain is left to right, range is bottom to top. So I've got to read my bottom number, which is 1, and my top number, which is 8. 1 to 8. So this is the range, and this is the domain. I know that they're asking about domain and range. I haven't even read the question yet. I know that because I have seen these questions before, but I also know that because these have endpoints. I'm never going to have an exponential function question that has endpoints. Good morning, sweetie. That has endpoints like this, and they're saying, okay, well, what's the starting value? I can't see the starting value here. Okay, they're not going to ask for that. So it says, which two statements are true about the domain and range? My domain is 2 to 5. 2 to 5. Get rid of the other domains that are wrong. Domain and domain are wrong. Okay, and then my range is 1 to 8. Move my face. 1 to 8. Get rid of the other ranges. Okay, then I've chosen my 2 answers and I'm good to go. Number 18. Function g is defined by 3x squared minus 2x minus 5. What are the solutions to g of x equals 0? Solutions. Solutions. That's a vocabulary word. and it has 0 there, solutions are zeros. They are roots, and they are x-intercepts. I need to remember that. So I'm going to go to Desmos and type this in. What was the equation? 3x squared minus 2x minus 5. 3x squared minus 2x minus 5. Again, I don't have to write g of x over here. It's not necessary unless it's a translation and it says where did it move or where did it shift, up, down, or left and right. It didn't ask all of that. So let's make this big. 3x squared minus 2x minus 5. So here I've got -1, and here I've got this 1.6667. Now I need to go and look at I know that this is 1.66 repeats, but now I need to go over here and see which one of these it is. Is it 3/5 or is it 5/3? Is it -3/5 or is it -5/3? Well, I do know that it's negative. So, oh, the 1 is negative. Let me go back. Was the x positive? This one's positive. So the 1 is negative. Here's my -1. So let's get rid of the other ones. Get rid. Okay, and then now I need to know the difference between 3/5 and 5/3. Come to your calculator. 3/5. Is that 0.6667 or 5/3? Is that 1.66667? It's going to be 5/3. So here, this is positive. It's going to be 5/3. Boom, bam. Domain range. All right, then we're going to come over here and choose that question or that answer choice. And let's click save because I gotta move on to the next video.